Hello everyone, this is my commentary, my goofy commentary over Zack Snyder's Justice League. His original artistic vision. Get the hell off me! It was about a year ago now that this was first released, and at the time, during all the hype, I made a video explaining why I wouldn't review it, in which I expressed my disdain towards this whole event. People were celebrating this director's cut as an achievement for filmmaking, pushing this narrative of Zack Snyder, the little guy, the director, the artist, has triumphed over the overbearing, nasty producers that control everything. He's going against the system, he's the underdog, which is a narrative that I'd usually get behind immediately. Creative control is an issue that I have a lot of passion for, and that's what fueled my disdain for the Zack Snyder Justice League cut, because the context in which it's been made and developed is that of a cash grab. Zack Snyder's a producer-friendly director, and he's halfway to being a producer himself, really. He's got that mentality. I don't respect him at all as a filmmaker. He's definitely got his own style, but like a very surface-level style. But to advertise this film in the way that they did, with it being Zack Snyder's unique vision finally brought to life, is just like the most pretentious thing they could have done. It's the most pretentious fucking thing in the world. And the whole ordeal was quite aggravating to sit through because, again, it's an issue that I've got a lot of passion for. It's a real issue in Hollywood. Creative directors being bent over a barrel, this constant struggle to get their vision across and get their voice in the project. And the idea that Zack Snyder is one of these oppressed, tortured artists is just a load of bullshit. And from the Zack Snyder films that I've seen, his style attracts a very surface level type of person. Very like dude bro, oh yeah, this is fucking awesome, but it doesn't take that much to convince them of that something's epic or something's cool. So you don't have to be a very gifted filmmaker to please Zack Snyder fans. And the problem was, when all this shit went down last year, you had all these fucking dude bros who probably couldn't even fucking finish a Tarantino film without getting bored, accusing people who criticised the Zack Snyder Justice League cut of being on the side of the producers, and this strange victim complex that arose through Zack Snyder with his fans. Like, again, he's the oppressed underdog. Finally, he's prevailed over these toxic producers, but he's had creative control his entire career, and all he's made is shit, other than Dawn of the Dead. That's because of James Gunn. Like, it's okay to be a Zack Snyder fan and to enjoy dumb movies, but don't pretend like it's nothing other than that. Don't pretend like you are some art house connoisseur just because you're watching a 4-hour film that's black and white. It's still a stupid superhero film, and there are actually people who genuinely have an interest in art house cinema. I'm going to sound really pretentious now, but fuck it. There are people who do their fucking research and comprehensively explore all the different variations of filmmaking throughout the history of film, all of the different styles and techniques, almost film historians who take this seriously. And then you had these dude bros retroactively pretending like they're sophisticated cinephiles because they're watching a superhero film. I'm pretty sure these kinds of people get bored at Lord of the Rings. Like, again, it's fine to like these movies, but the behaviour of a lot of these Zack Snyder fans is just pathetic, and they need to be told off every now and then. Anyway, that was a whole massive rant I just went on. Despite all that though, I do genuinely want this film to be good, because it's 4 hours of my life. I want to enjoy myself. You know, I hope it's good, and maybe this time Zack Snyder made a film that I actually like. So I'm being optimistic, I'm open-minded, I don't really care. It's just a movie. Yeah, I haven't seen it before, by the way, if I didn't mention before. Literally randomly decided to watch it now and make a video about it. My biggest fear is that I'll just have nothing to say about it because it's just going to be a bunch of schlocky bullshit. Maybe it'll be like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, where I really like it, but it's all down to James Gunn, but James Gunn isn't involved in this, so it probably won't. And I'm going to try my best to not make this video like one of those reaction vids where it's just like me looking at the screen like a dumb fuck and saying fucking useless shit. It's coming up to 10 o'clock now, so if I start it now, it'll be like 2 in the morning when I finish. That's fine because my sleeping pattern's fucked anyway. Probably going to do a brief review at the end of this, but I'm not going to revisit this in any capacity, I don't think, at least in the foreseeable future. Come on, let's hope I really love this one. Come on, give me a chance. Give Zack Snyder a chance. He's the little guy, he's the underdog. Alright. Oh, it's fucking 4x4. Fucking hell, I forgot. Let's see if it's an actual good utilisation of the aspect ratio. Let's just see if it wasn't just a complete fucking done in hindsight move, after the fact bullshit. A bit of popcorn here, which is great for the mic. Just an opening sequence that's just Superman screaming over and over again. Being reintroduced to all of the amazing, lovable characters from the DCEU that I have so much attachment for. It's the Amazonians from the amazing Wonder Woman films. It's really dark, fucking hell. I don't want to have the light on. It's like, I feel like I'm getting interrogated. I'm just trying to watch a film. Can you have a brighter colour palette, please? I'm trying to illuminate myself for the vid. Now, the issue with a lot of Zack Snyder films is the stories feel very self-important. They take themselves very seriously. And I'm getting a bit of those vibes right now from just the opening, just what I've seen. And the aspect ratio looks very silly. It looks like they've just done it after the fact that it wasn't supposed to have this ratio. It wasn't supposed to look like this. They've just crudely put 2 black bars on each side. They need the kid from Mother to free us from that. That's an obscure reference. You should be watching Mother instead of this, or something of like ilk. I just want to say, by the way, before all the Zack Snyder, that looks really shit, before all the Zack Snyder jokes come in, one of the worst things that can happen to a human happened to him, and I'm being serious right now. He lost his child. That is fucked. That is just horrendous. That is perverse. And I am, on a human-to-human level, I have so much sympathy for him, because that is fucking horrible. And the fact that he not only didn't give up on life, part 1 it says, not only didn't give up on life, but fucking made a 4-hour film, or came back to make a movie. And he made Army of the Dead as well. Both shit films. I mean, Army of the Dead shit, I don't know yet about this one. The fact that he did that is fucking huge. Losing a child is one of the most horrendous things that can happen to a human. It just fucking is. And I have an immense amount of respect for him for continuing on his life with a positive energy and making films still. That's fucking huge. But now that's out of the way, let's shit all over his new movie. Like, I'm not trying to be like cinema sins or whatever, but he's too close to the edge of the screen there because it's being cut off. Rule of thirds hasn't really been obeyed here, has it?
Worked for 20 years in Gotham. Oh, that shithole.
Oh, he said shit, that is edgy. See, Zack Snyder doesn't pander to demographics. If you say to Zack Snyder, hey, have a shot of some super muscular dude for the ladies, he'll say, no, I'm not about that because I'm an artist. See, right now, there's implied significance to nothing. We're supposed to take this seriously. Fucking hell, it's loud. What the fuck is Aquaman to us? Misplaced profundity. Well, no, I'm gonna be optimistic. It might be a great film. The dog's not even in the dog's been fucking cancelled. Zack Snyder doesn't do product placement for U-Haul because he's an artist. See that pretty shot of the coffee? That's the mark of a true artist. True filmmaker. Like, at least it makes it a little bit interesting, like, with this wacky music choice. But again, like, it's insisting, again, with the rain, the pathetic fallacy, it's insisting that it's sad with the music as well, and we don't feel it. And that's what Zack Snyder does, he just insists that we feel emotions. He doesn't authentically try and convey them or craft them. But of course I'm wrong about all of that, because Zack Snyder's an artist. Oh, it's a black umbrella, it's slow motion. Oh, very sad music, man, singing. Like, you know, Come and See, that shook me a bit, but this is really getting to me. This is like fucking top end emotional resonance kind of thing. Good Jesus. Oh, it wouldn't be a modern superhero film without a bit of Dark Knight temp music. This Bruce Bolton's just appeared. I'm going to try and do my best Bruce Bolton impression. It's very loud. Bruce Bolton impression. You have Tywin Lannister on the run. You turn back now, you lose what you gained. I sent my bastard Ramsay to him. He'll broker a peace with Winterfell. You're getting a lot of shots of this briefcase. Almost Hitchcockian. Maybe a little too many shots of the briefcase. What is in this briefcase? I'm so intrigued, you know, it's like Pulp Fiction, it's the mystery. It's just delicate filmmaking.
Until then, if I see any movement, you'll have a lot of dead kids in your hands.
That's fucked. That's fucked. The word dead kids is in this film. Which means It's dark, gritty and edgy. I heard about that Amazonian chant music being used with Wonder Woman's appearances. The self-serious nature of it again. Oh my god, it's Wonder Woman. Get excited. Yeah! Mate, she's squished into the frame because of the fucking aspect ratio. The fucking slow-mo. See? If you want your characters to be cool, you gotta earn it, not like this. Jesus Christ. Someone sped it up. Gal Gadot, of course, plays being a superhero like a model, not like an actress. Okay, just doing a school shooting now. Fuck it. It's going full renegade. Someone tell me what that's referring to. They get a golden badge or whatever.
Like lamb.
That was a great extra. We've already heard that fucking Amazonian chant like 5 times now. If you've got someone who can't act, you shouldn't slow the footage down and have close-ups of their face. Fucking hell, this is so bad. I mean, that looked like shit, of course. It'll please all of the 300 fans who beat the wives or beat the girlfriends. And all those people who've just got misplaced testosterone, you know. Mark of a Zack Snyder fan. Jesus. From what I remember about the original Justice League, the original version of that scene was less indulgent and less drawn out, but also probably just better.
It's okay, it's over. You can stand up. It's all good. It's over now. You okay?
See, this is the sort of stuff I like. When they're like, yeah, come on, let's help the kids out. That's what I like to see in these superhero films. Kind of classic cheesy superhero shit, you know. Why don't they get like Ridley Scott to make a Wonder Woman film? I reckon he'd do it so much better. He probably thinks he's above it, obviously. He's a snob in his own right. So the bar is definitely lower.
I think the bar is lower because there are way too many films being made.
Hang on, this isn't black and white. I thought it was supposed to be black and white. Was that like a complete Mandela effect or some shit? Was it ever black and white? Oh. So there's your typical, you know, Zack Snyder. It's a bit more visually standout. Still all done with like fake-looking CG, but got no reason to care for any of these people. Can you see all the feminist themes that are just emanating from the screen, just from this scene? It's what Zack Snyder does, because he's this auteur director. He's always had feminist themes in his films. A good drinking game would be to watch this and take a shot every time it goes to slow-mo, or you hear that Wonder Woman chant thing. Very reminiscent of 300, with just like 6-packs and biceps and oily bodies. None of this is good. None of this is cool. A whole lot of effort just went into a huge scene that has no immersive value. I mean, it does for the Zack Snyder dude bros, but they can just get immersed at someone having a shit or something. That's a great insult. It's not a nitpick to say that you don't care about any of the characters. That is a fundamental flaw. Especially in a fucking superhero film. I could understand this being like a good film to put on for like a little baby sat in like a, you know, when you have to leave something on the television, like Teletubbies or something, it's got to just be all visual. You know, they could do like this, but it is a bit muted in terms of colour, I guess, actually. Maybe a bit scary, I don't know. Just noise, innit? Just visual noise. It's not even good cinematography, it's just, she's not properly blocked in the frame because the aspect ratio again. Getting like a fucking Lord of the Rings Return of the King style battle here for a bunch of people you don't know anything about in the first fucking 30 minutes of this film. I hate to be the fucking millionth guy who said the phrase less is more, but it's fucking true. There's blood there, I mean shit. I'm watching a toy commercial. This is not for kids, this is fucking hardcore, mate. This is fucked. This is some serious shit. This is not funny. Look, there was blood there. I don't think people understand just how much like kids can withstand. Like, it's not me because I was a fucking kind of a bitch. I was a pussy, but it took me ages to like finally work up the courage to watch horror films. But I think year 7, which is basically when everyone is like year 7 in school, which for Americans is basically like 10 or 11 that age, 10, 11, 12. That was the age when I first found out about like stuff like the Human Centipede, because all the people in my year were watching it, and like fucking The Exorcist and all these fucked up films. And that's like 10 and 11, 12. It's like, do they think fucking kids are gonna be like, oh my god, this is so edgy and epic because there's a bit of blood? No, they're gonna think it's fucking stupid. Kids today, like the shit they can probably find on the internet, they're desensitized little buggers, but I don't know if that's good for them or not, because in a way it's like prepares them for a lot of fucked up shit. This CGI looks shit. It's going on and on and on and on and on. But no, there was some really like important female empowerment messages hidden in there that I didn't detect, because I can't decipher films like this that are made by true artists like Zack Snyder. Wouldn't it be funny if I just started fucking bawling at this random character that died? Like, I proved myself wrong. Like, oh yeah, it is actually really emotional. I'm just fucking crying my eyes out at this nameless woman who's dead under a horse. And you can say, well, Bacho, isn't it really ballsy of them to make a 4-hour film? But they have, in the context of it being released on a streaming platform, not really. And also with the context of it being split into different parts, it's kind of made to be episodic and bingeable in a way. So no, it's not ballsy. I wonder what all the dude bros thought when they saw that the runtime was 4 hours long. Like, had they ever seen anything like that before? Maybe 2 hours 60 minutes at most, but nothing ever like that. Okay, now we're gonna get a really good scene with this villain where it establishes loads of his character, and we really get inside his head like Thanos. You can tell that parts of the frame are just missing because of that crudely done aspect ratio. Again! I'm going to preface again, if you like this movie, that's fine. It's perfectly okay to like this movie, but don't pretend like all of a sudden you're this advocate for creative control for directors in the oppressive regime of Hollywood. These are dumb, easy to digest superhero films. You're just like everyone else. I heard the cyborg stuff is really good in this film, so let's get excited for that. Oh, this is the bit where he goes into that corridor and oh no, that's the other film, Irreversible, isn't it? Yeah, I got mixed up then, because can't distinguish between artistic visions between like that anymore. I'm gonna hold my breath until they give me some proper character development from any of the characters, so I'm just there like this is very 300, isn't it? That doesn't mean it's good, because 300 from memory, I mean, it's this like crass but fun kind of thing. I've literally no idea why I'm doing this video. It was on like a list of things that I wrote down. I was like, oh, I guess it's time to do that. I haven't intentionally done it like just right after a year after it's been released. Nothing intentional about that. It's like a video game cutscene. Do I like watching Wonder Woman because she's a good character, or is it just because she's really hot? I don't know. Let's find out.
This historical site of the so-called shrine of
Invasion.
A torch in a ruined building can mean only one thing: invasion. The shit version of Beacons Are Lit from Lord of the Rings. Have I ever mentioned before what I think of Lord of the Rings? Because I think that that trilogy of films is a miracle of filmmaking. Like, it's insane how they got made in the way they did and were as good as they were. That is one of the most immersive pieces of media ever made, and no movie since has been able to replicate that. I'm going to look for my son. Perhaps he's behind one of these aspect ratio bars.
Monsters.
Monster, you say?
You know a lot about monsters, don't you?
See, that isn't good dialogue, is it?
Especially how to make them.
Yep, that isn't good dialogue either, is it? That's actually what you'd call cringy dialogue. But it's intentionally cringy like that new Matrix film, because the new Matrix film, that was made by Lana Wachowski. Fucking hell. Lana Wachowski, as we all know, is also an amazing artist. Lana Wachowski, Zack Snyder, Michael Bay, M. Night Shyamalan, the league of extraordinary movie directors that are on another level of artistic vision and creativity. Thing is, if I was really, really attached to the characters, the bad CGI wouldn't actually matter that much. Or the bad acting, really. Just make me care about the characters somewhat. And I can pass off other shit. I could even pass off the aspect ratio and, like, the bad action. Oh, it's such an amazing world. So you get more context with these magical, stupid boxes. This film gives you more context. This version of Justice League gives you so much more context. Like, that original film was just a silly blockbuster with these, these silly MacGuffins, but these are like properly established space magic boxes. And you have to take them seriously, because they're scary and they're powerful. Oh no. Sinking boat. This looks like a job for Vision. You know when, like, you're 8 years old and you get a Spider-Man outfit and you think you're really cool but really look fucking stupid? Zack Snyder is in the same frame of mind when he's making these slow motion shots. He thinks, oh, look how sick this looks, god, I'm cool. But really everyone's like, okay, that's fucking, yeah, very, very cool. Obviously, it's stupid and fucking retarded, but you're not paying attention to the sophisticated dialogue that Aquaman just gave the bartender, where he explained that capitalism is going to be the death of all of us. Maybe Darkseid was right to come and kill us. This reminds me of that time in Guardians of the Galaxy where they had groovy music, but it was after they'd built up characters. So when the groovy music came, it actually resonated with you a little bit. This visual, it shows you so much because he's muscular, he's bearded, he's brooding, you know, he's handsome, dare I say. He's obviously angry at something. The water, he's got a connection to water, and you understand that from this amazing shot. Like, yeah, none of this film, none of this CGI or anything, or cinematography looks good. And I thought that people were at least saying that the Zack Snyder improved the cinematography or whatever. Willem Dafoe's shown up reprising his role from Antichrist.
You're the rightful king of Atlantis. Take up your mother's trident.
Willem Dafoe knows what to do, he just knows how to ham it up. We're in an underwater castle and I'm holding a trident. Now isn't the time to pretend like we're making an art house film. This villain, right, I just thought of something. There's a film called Age of Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron. It's the worst Avengers film, it sucks. It's like a product of a movie. It's a shit version of the first Avengers film. That has a shit villain in it called Ultron, who was just kind of a one-note, repetitive, joke-making douchebag robot. But I was just thinking then, the first act of that film established so much about Ultron and who he was and what the whole villain was about, compared to this guy who just wants to give fucking Earth a big wallop and bang him with the boxes. Throw boxes at it. That's a cool character design, to be fair, let's be fair. Like with the fire behind his mouth. That's distinct looking. I just missed all the character development. Oh, do you mean the exposition? It's a shame because Marvel and DC, back when they were first writing all these different characters, they did copy each other all the time, and I think Marvel were the ones that were copying DC. And I do feel sorry for them in that way because DC had all of the original ideas and Marvel just did the same and made them more successful with the movies at least. Like Darkseid came before Thanos, I think. But Thanos, you know, they made him a good character in the movies. When I first watched Batman v Superman, I really liked Ben Affleck's Batman. I thought he was really cool, I really connected with him. I think I was like 17 or some shit. But now nothing, no, it's all gone. It's a shame, isn't it? I still didn't like Batman v Superman.
Men. Atlanteans before their descent into...
So I need to be quiet because of the really cool video game cutscene. Look, it's just Thanos but grey. That kind of thing doesn't usually happen in this kind of movies where like a big CGI orc-looking angry fucker, big boy, yells and grunts and hits something like that. Doesn't usually happen. Yeah, are you still talking to me? Genghis Khan. Mate, to be fair, Genghis Khan, you don't want to fuck with Genghis Khan, whoever you are. Like, he did absolute bits when he was about. So if Genghis Khan is here, that'd be a good idea for like a superhero movie where one of these big bad villains comes, tries to invade at a certain time, tries to invade Earth at a certain time in history, and they just get fucked by Genghis Khan, who doesn't even have any powers. Even though, oh yeah, to be fair, you don't want to glorify Genghis Khan too much because he's a fucking serial rapist, terrible human being kind of tyrant. But this is all just lore, you know, it's so played out. They drag it out so much, these scenes. Like, to be fair, it's an indulgent film, and sometimes I like indulgent films because they're usually made by directors with a distinct style. You know, Zack Snyder's one of them, you know. Zack Snyder films are Zack Snyder film. Sometimes indulgent films can be really good, or I really like them. That's like a whole fucking movie in and of itself. It's just lore porn. Well, while I was talking, I just missed a bit that automatically makes this a great film. I just missed that bit. I just missed the one thing in this film that changes the entire story and makes this one of the best films of all time. The Lord of the Rings films look significantly better than all of this, all of what I've seen. Most of the Lord of the Rings, like the CGI used and the special effects, look leagues better than the stuff in this.
No.
To be fair, this is actually a context where Zack Snyder's slow motion shit makes sense because he sees stuff in like a slow time. She's going to be in a car crash because I've seen the trailer. That's a cool shot. That shot right there, that POV shot of the truck was the best shot of the whole film so far. Fucking hell. I mean, I get car crashes happen because people have been fucking idiots, but how fucking stupid do you have to be to spend like 30 seconds reaching for the hamburger and not looking at the road? Like, because of the music, this scene is played as if it's like the culmination of something. Like, this should be at the end of a romantic superhero film or some shit. This should be at the climax of the relationship or something. Like, because of how significant it's pretending to be. Like, it's like a music video. I was wrong, this film's amazing. I've never seen better filmmaking. You know who could make a really good superhero film? Larry David. He could write a brilliant superhero film, I reckon. If you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, he's like a fucking master of incorporation then reincorporation. Like setup and payoff in surprising ways. If you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm or Seinfeld, honestly, if he made like a fucking normal blockbuster with like a fairly standard plot, you could fucking smash it. The structuring of this film is kind of fucked, but I'm kind of picturing each part as a individual episode, like it's a series, like it's a mini-series. You need to make it slow. Slow and arduous, because that means it is profound.
Mrs. Stone?
Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone to you, cunt. This is the kind of film where basically you can dissect and critique a scene, like the first couple of scenes, and that same critique can apply to the entirety of the film because it's just the same thing over and over again, like an over-reliance on the slow motion again, and the self-importance, and the emotions that just aren't there. Oh, I can't believe Zack Snyder would use an empty chair cliche to signify that the one who isn't there. He's usually so much more subtle because he's a auteur filmmaker. Who was it? Yeah, Zack Snyder. He's the one that made Blue Velvet. Yeah, that's him, of course. Jesus. Fuck! Oh, hell no. So it is a brutal car crash in a movie. Adaptation. There's a car crash in that which really gets me every time just because of the way they do it and what like certain characters say about it, or the character that survives it. There's certain words he says during... Oh, it's fucking horrible, that scene. Why can't he just play football again like a cyborg? Or is that cheating? Zack Snyder doesn't do Sony product placement. Not him. It'll be really funny if Cyborg's material was branded with Sony or some shit. They really improved the look of Cyborg. Well, this still looks kind of shitty, really. They improved the dog shit film that was Justice League 2017 and turned it into this pile of cat shit. Or a bit of cat piss, maybe, at best. I've been given nothing but exposition and failed attempts at developing characters. Well, I can't barely support my 2 kids. She's stalking this poor Latino. All the cliches have been evicted. Fuck.
You can be whatever you want to be. You're brilliant, man. Absolute best of the best.
This is actually good acting. This is actually a fairly good scene.
Who's not going anywhere?
Dad, that's not true. That's not true.
Well, that's one good scene. Is that a CGI fucking train? Jesus Christ! Can't even do that. Can't even get a real goddamn train. I do kind of feel like I've seen this film already just because of that. Just because it's just a different version.
Tell me about this.
This is a person who looks exactly like me, but who is definitely not.
It's like, tell me what this is. This is the gayest thing I've ever seen, Batman. Why are you showing this to me, Batman? I've seen this scene already in the previous film, but this one has like really weird, inappropriate music.
Just like that.
Yeah, I need friends.
Wait.
Look at that great cinematography of that car. Zack Snyder knows how to capture a product. I mean, an amazing shot. Even though we had that good scene with Flash and his dad, he's still underdeveloped in terms of his motivations for joining this team and what it means for him. Wouldn't it be amazing if Alfred and Diana fucked in this one? That'd be a great twist. I'd love this film then. Until Hollywood films stop having their female protagonists until they stop dressing their females to have all this cleavage showing, I'm never going to take their whole movement against sexism in Hollywood seriously until they like stop doing shit like that, because you still have Black Widow having like a zip down to here. It's like, what the fuck? Maybe you could argue, oh, there's still like the bicep shots for the ladies. Maybe it's like equal now in that way. I don't know. But maybe because Gal Gadot is a model, she wants to be sexualized in a way. She wants to look beautiful.
Then maybe you already know I need your help. The world does.
Fuck the world.
Fucking hell, fuck. Who cares? Useless use of the F word. I should be dead. Instead, my father made me into an iMac. Like, this is probably better than the one that Joss Whedon made, but Joss Whedon is still, on a whole, a much better director than Zack Snyder. Joss Whedon knows how to, like, make characters likeable. That was already a mess before Joss Whedon got involved, and the producers just brought him in and says, put some jokes here. They, like, kind of made him just force jokes where they weren't supposed to be. So the whole scapegoating Joss Whedon, revising history, pretending like he's never been a competent filmmaker, and Zack Snyder's always been a master of the craft. It's just a bunch of bollocks, isn't it? We must be out of the first act by now, and we're still getting introduced to new characters. It's been like 2 hours of setup. For as long as this is, and as long as the setup is, I still don't feel on board with this film. Zack Snyder puts all of the effort into the wrong places. It's all the emphasis in the wrong areas.
That's your signal. That means we have to go now.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's so cool.
Oh, but that piece of dialogue I was just given, that bit of comic relief, that was supposed to be the thing that makes me connect with the characters. Oh, I should be more grateful. That was my opportunity and I missed it because I'm too nitpicky. What a great bit of dialogue from The Flash that was. Great bit of comedic relief. That was my opportunity. It's my fault. I used to really like Batman. I mean, I still do. I still like Batman. I think he's a cool character. Not in this, but the new one was alright. The Dark Knight films I really like. Let me show you some ones. One sec. Got this recently for my birthday. It's called The Human Condition. Don't worry, it's just a bunch of boring fighting. It's a trilogy by Masaki Kobayashi, so it's foreign to me. It'll be in a different language, which means I'll be reading subtitles. Black and white, made in the late 50s to 60s to early 60s. Each film is at least the better part of 3 hours, with some of them being 3.5 hours, I think. 574 minutes, it says on the back here. The Criterion. I'm gonna watch this. This is gonna be long and boring, but good. This is just long and boring, and just a shitty opportunity. Well, I don't know, I haven't seen this yet, you know, it could be shit, but I've heard a lot of good things. But if I watch all of this, and like, I'm like, oh my god, that was great, and get a good experience, and I'm not completely disinterested in what's going on here with this, you can't ever say that I'm too dumb and have too low attention span to watch fucking Justice League Snyder Cut or whatever, the 3 hour The Batman film. Like, come on, man, this is the real shit. This is where this is the true test of the attention span here. This is like fucking, this isn't even like watching film for leisure, this is watching film for research, it's like homework, but it should be interesting. I'm excited for that. Don't worry, just Aquaman being smashed about by Amber Heard. Oh wait, that's Johnny Depp. Let's just say that the sexism, the male gaziness of Wonder Woman's depiction in this is like balanced out, cancelled out by the female gaze of Aquaman's depiction. For sure, whatever. Like, for as much as they make Black Widow hot, they also make Thor look hot, don't they? It's still introductory, but just cold-ass exposition. Your father died for this, and now you need to do something about that to make your life have meaning. Maybe you should, like, fucking join a team or something and defeat these guys. I've got cube number 1 and cube number 2. Just like the art style of the CG, just boring. Well, at least there are moments in like Avengers Endgame with like the larger-than-life cosmic shit that just look visually interesting. I think Eternals is better than this. Oh look, it's a good shot from the comic book. It's a shot that echoes something from the comic, which means it's good. If this had come out in 2017, this would be just as shit on as like Batman v Superman. They'd be like, oh, this is a bit better, I guess. Maybe. But it's about like the same quality as Man of Steel. If this was like hyped up as much as like Batman v Superman was, it'd be just as big a disappointment. But this was like, oh, at least it's better than 2017's Justice League. This is an artist's vision though, I keep forgetting. Zack Snyder, director. He directed this. We could have had another Jodorowsky's Dune on our hands if this wasn't this hadn't been made like this, so we should be grateful. In fact, it's almost exactly the same situation as Hodorowski's Dune. This is naff as fuck. They have no like substantial connection with each other. Back to that fucking thing about Marvel copying DC back in the early days. I'm pretty sure Justice League were a thing before the Avengers. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that. Like, Justice League are pretty sick in the comic books, apparently. That's why it's such a big disappointment.
I will die before I tell you.
You'll die if you don't.
We're supposed to work together, you idiot. Don't just scream no before you enter. Let's at least get some cool action, come on. Yoy! It's like something South Park would do. Yeah. You know, when a film is just an event film and that's all it really is. Like, as soon as the hype dies down, it's like nothing, it's meaningless. This kind of feels like that. It's kind of the point of making this video a year after, like, who the fuck cares?
Help get those people out of here.
Like, get out, you fucking idiot. Batman does look pretty goofy. He's supposed to look goofy, though. This looks pretty cool.
A little quicker.
You good?
See, that's good. That's some good superhero stuff. That's a good utilisation of superhero powers in a movie. I like little things like that. Oh god, I'm really gonna shoot you. To show more of like them helping the civilians. Like Flash being like, are you okay? Is everyone okay? Not just smashy metal monster. Wonder Woman getting her ass kicked but still looking fucking beautiful. Let's be real, like Gal Gadot, obviously she's fucking fit, you know, she's fucking really attractive. Being objective, but I'm not supposed to be like that, am I? I'm supposed to think of her as an actual character, not just an object. Not just a fucking sexualized fucking model. I do think it's probably in Gal Gadot's contract or something, or she insists that she look a certain way during these films. Like, she never looked bad. She always looked glamorous. Obviously, like, Quicksilver in X-Men Days of Future Past, that was like an excellent utilization of being super fast. I don't think that's been topped yet. It's pretty cool power being fucking super fast, innit? Like, it's a superhero film and they're just in like this ugly ass fucking sewer whatever having this fight. It's so nothing and grey and colourless. Apparently the initial plan was to actually have Christopher Nolan's Batman be in this universe. Apparently that was actually the plan before they cast Ben Affleck. I think Christopher Nolan was like, what? No, you're not doing that. To be fair, Christopher Nolan is like good friends with Zack Snyder. I think Christopher Nolan thinks it's a good movie, you know, so I'm obligated to think that it's a good movie. Then again, Christopher Nolan thought that Tenet was a fun movie, and it was boring as fuck. At least I get to log this on Letterboxd, that's something. Gotham sewer, and they're just like, oh my god, Ron, it's shit! Turns out it turns into like some American Pie gross out joke. So yeah, if you are like a Zack Snyder fan watching this and you're getting really pissed off at what I'm saying and you think I'm too dumb to enjoy it, why don't you try and watch The Human Condition as well, and like both see how far we get with it and we both see what we think of that one, you know. Oh look, it's red, at least there's some colour in this shot now. Okay, just get rid of the sign, get rid of the aspect ratio, release us. I just didn't realise that Zack Snyder still had a fan base. When this came out, and it was like, everyone was like, oh my god, he's back, Zack Snyder's back. I didn't realise Zack Snyder still had like any credibility anymore. I'm playing through the Mass Effect games right now. I'm on Mass Effect 3. That's what I'm giving up. I was like on the verge of completing the final mission. I think I'm at the final mission in Mass Effect 3. I'm really liking it. I know like the ending's bad. Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 1 and 2 I loved. Mass Effect 3 is dragging on a bit. Very repetitive gameplay. I feel like I've just been doing indistinct shooting missions, cover-based shit for like hours now. But I do like the world and I'm excited to finish it, even though I've heard the ending's like atrocious. So yeah, that's what I'm missing out right now, Mass Effect 3. Like, at least they gave Thanos an ideology to why he wants to eradicate half the universe. Like, it's not just like, fuck it, just want to kill shit because it's fun. Just want to destroy everything, fuck it. Then again, you can do that, you can do goofy evil, because like Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is just evil for the sake of it and he plays it so well. He's like, ah, fuck it. This character is nothing. This character is nothing in this film. Darkseid. It's 100% relying on your familiarity with the comic books and how he's a significant character from the comic books. It's done nothing else in this film to establish him as anything important. Another flashback? Bloody hell. I didn't expect to see a swastika in this film. Only Zack Snyder has the boldness of an artist to show a swastika in a movie in the modern era.
Put him on the box. Turn a smoke break into a house.
I know we're all thinking the same thing right now.
It was cool how, like, As they were talking about it, the music slowly kicked in. That was a cool feature. Fucking Lois Lane comes and goes in this one, doesn't she?
You'll never love anybody the way that I love your son.
And when it comes to boyfriends, like, where'd you go after Superman? You're never topping that. Like, fucking Superman. Big Chungus. Oh, fucking hell. Big Chungus, maybe. I don't really believe the theory that Batman v Superman and Man of Steel were ruined by studio interference. It is just Zack Snyder's fault.
If you can't bring down the charging bull, then don't wave the red cape at it.
You do when it's this red cape. This red cape charges back.
A lot of trailer lines from Ben Affleck, isn't there? This one sucks back.
You should get dressed.
I'm always dressed.
Is Batman just going to watch from the sidelines and like, Alfred, they need help, send the Batwing over to assist? Like some little nerd. None of the characters have any like personal investment in the villain or his plan. I know it's like obviously it's world ending, but their motivations are just not there. Like they're just doing it because they're doing it, you know? You know, none of them have any like particular relationship to fucking Steppenwolf. Just a disconnect with the conflicts between the heroes and villains. The music to Man of Steel is like fucking amazing. I really like the Man of Steel soundtrack. The music is just really like the best part about that whole film. Maybe the only good part. Oh, fucking hell, we get it. Grief. See, Zack Snyder just knows how to like visually tell a story. Like, you know, she's going through grief, you know, she's lost someone. So how do you do that? You show an empty space on a bed. That's a very original way to show that idea. To be fair, Amy Adams has been in a lot of good stuff when you like pile it all up. Nocturnal Animals, fucking astounding. This is very biblical because Zack Snyder likes to go for the Bible stuff. It's one way to do it, I guess. Because Jesus was essentially the first comic book superhero, which is going to be controversial to say. He was the first character to have like superpowers in, I was about to say fiction. Nah, Jesus is the first superhero. So Superman, you know, it kind of makes sense that he's Christ-like. It's obviously very on the nose when Zack Snyder does it, though. But imagine if they resurrect him by put him on a cross or something, or 3 days later. There just needs to be more character chemistry and character development in general, more likability, so we can like follow them along their quest to defeat Steppenwolf. But I ain't connecting with them. Maybe a little bit with Flash, who's like, oh, I'm just here because I've just been asked to because I'm a kid, I've got nothing else to do, fuck it. Why does that not look like real? It looks like a deep fake of some kind. It's all just conceptual, isn't it, with Zack Snyder? It's all like the concept of a plot or a story. All his visuals are just like concept art instead of a real like movie. Oh, that is such a funny shot. It's like, this was a mistake. This is going on for a long, long time. I've already seen this. The bit where he sees him in the Flashpoint fucking, in the Flashverse, the Fast Zone. If you're thinking of like how I feel at the moment, I'm feeling like I don't really want to be watching another like 2 hours of this. I'm not necessarily bored, but I'm not necessarily enjoying myself either. I'm just in a weird numb zone. I'm really just happy that, you know, obviously making a video, making content, I guess. That's something I'm doing. But this is still just kind of a bland ass superhero film. It's just really long. It's still just not a good movie. There's nothing really of interest about this film, apart from like, okay, I guess I want to see the different superheroes punch each other in the unique ways. Superman headbutting Wonder Woman, having like a headbutting competition with each other. I suppose it's a bit cool. If only I cared. Yo! Metal Spiky Man has the third box.
My father. I didn't save him.
It's supposed to be the end of second act's big punch that's very emotional and makes you go, oh, I really hope they get revenge. I really hope they fucking overcome this big adversity, these superheroes. But I don't give two shits.
It isn't Superman. His body and powers, maybe, but it ain't him.
Aquaman just seems one-note, grumpy guy. Just for the amount of time that this film's being given, it's wasting it all. It's a waste of, like, giving the director an opportunity to do whatever he wants. It's just a big fucking squandered opportunity. Give this sort of opportunity to someone else, for fuck's sake. This is like the most boring character Amy Adams has ever played, and probably will ever play. because usually she's in good shit. Which does the same fucking face. Are you okay, Superman? Wanna kiss me, Superman? Honestly, the changes made to the film, like to the plot and the story, aren't significant enough for me to be like, oh, it's such a unique experience from watching the first original one. Just a few like stylistic things and slow motion Snyderisms that I don't like anyway. Okay, like to be fair, there's no like awful choppy editing in this one, which the first one had, because it was just trying to put all this into like an hour and a half, I swear, or put all this into like 2.5 hours runtime. But this film's used all this extra time to put emphasis on stuff that, all the wrong things that just don't matter, and just expositional crap. You either like the characters in this or you don't, but the rest of the presentation is bland and boring. Like, I'm trying to get on board with these characters, and every now and then they give you tidbits, but not nearly enough.
What makes you so sure?
Faith, Alfred. Faith.
See, that fucking Ben Affleck, his motivation for doing all this just feels out of nowhere. And you can't just say, oh, it's the end of the world, they have to help. Like, that's the obvious one. What does he care about fucking Faith? He hasn't had a character arc. No one's had a fucking character arc. There's just nothing fucking to latch onto. This is shit. Jesus, remember me. It doesn't get any more Christ-like than that. I'm really glad I didn't bother watching this film when it first came out, just because of all the hype. It's just a hype movie, that's all it is. I remember Watchmen, and like, I remember even liking Watchmen, but again, that was like the concept of cool characters. Everything's conceptual with him again. You only get like basic ideas of cool characters. You never really feel like anything's fleshed out. Oh, it's the Batmobile showdown scene. I'm really going to enjoy this. It's going to kill all these boring fucking flying twats. Oh, it really bursted that bug. This is just fucking stupid. This is the fucking silliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Nothing more to say. Big gun. And this is different from what Michael Bay does. How exactly? Oh, did you see that? Get out of the fucking car! Oh my god. Kino. I'm gonna start crying because of the cinema. Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna punch you now. Oh, I'm gonna stab you. What am I gonna do now? I'm gonna crash over here. Oh. Oh wow, 2 for 1. I'm hard. Thanks, Zack Snyder. You put the effort in where it counts. You don't understand, that was from the comic books, so it's automatically a brilliant scene with so much sophistication behind it. Sorry, but Wonder Woman killing bugs with a sword and shield is just automatically Kino, and you can't deny it, Batcho, because it was in the comics. Hey! Hey, bozo, I'm looking at you! Well, I got blue eyes now, you better be scared. Oh look, Gal Gadot showed another emotion. This time it was anger. Fucking hell, they really, like, think she's so epic, don't they? Nothing about this film looks good. It all looks like shit. No! You get over here right now.
Get the hell off me!
Get off me! Get off my dick! Oh, my axe, let me get it. Oh, I'm gonna really hit you now. Teamwork, guys. I think that was the point of the movie all along. This action isn't even enjoyable. At least, like, Avengers would give you some good action here and there. Even if you think, oh, it's all slocky superhero shit. Look at this, right, and tell me with a straight face that this is a auteur director's artistic vision. Bomb. At least there was a cool combo there. Just stop, alright? I get it. Just stop bullying him. Ow! To be fair, I mean, at least they didn't pretend like it was going to be a challenge for Superman. He just immediately fucks them up. I already saw this scene on TikTok.
You gotta break the rule, Barry, and you gotta do it now.
Gotta break the rule. What is this, like a fucking dance number? It's just so blue, there's so much lightning. It's just ugly as fuck. And fuck off! Cut his dick off on his way out. Empty, 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 empty. Well, this is probably going to make me cry, isn't it? Because of how much emotion's going on. Oh, Christ. What an overblown piece of shit this is. What an ugly ass movie. Characterless crap. For fuck's sake, it just keeps going. Sequel bait. This is the problem with these fucking universes. Just end. 4 hours of my fucking time, you twat. I just feel like this is a pointless revisit for me of a shit film that really I've already seen. There's just nothing I gained out of that. Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
We do have something to celebrate.
Good boy.
You know what? That wasn't cringy at all. This is the bit where it's just extra time. This is just Zack Snyder having a bit of extra time to jerk himself off.
How much further?
Now, how many dead eyes can you look into before you die inside yourself?
Great dialogue.
Inside a long time.
Oh, even worse.
Besides, who's gonna give you a reach around?
What the fuck? What a confusing thing this would be if you were like watching it at the cinema and you were just like casually, oh, it's the new superhero film, fuck it. And you just see all this. Oh, now everyone likes Jared Leto's Joker. Let's pretend that Jared Leto was always a good Joker. Why is it out of focus? Oh, it's the fucking Zack Snyder's shallow depth of field thing. This is so shit. It's like a YouTube's reenactment of the scene. What the fuck am I watching, man? What an incompetent ass Zack Snyder is. Why are we being shown all this shit? Ben Affleck's just tired.
Glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here. Oh, that was shit. If I had to give it a score out of 10, I don't know, 4 out of 10. Not like terrible, but just nothing. Didn't give me anything to fucking think about. Poorly done, poorly characterised, the whole thing. Yeah, man, I don't know. If I had to give it a number, I don't know, 4, 3 out of 10, something like that. I don't fucking know. Just shit. And yeah, I'm glad everyone had fun pretending like Zack Snyder was a competent filmmaker briefly last year. I don't know what happened there, but he hasn't changed, you know, Army of the Dead and this, you know, maybe two of his worst films today. At least Army of the Dead was, but yeah. So he's still a shit director. And because I'm completely removed from the hype, it just further proves how meaningless and pointless this whole thing was, because it's like, it's just nothing. I got nothing out of that. Great, that really added to cinema, that did. Oh, that was fucking miserable. Oi, yippee, it's done. It's done, it's over. Goodbye.